All right, welcome back. If you turn the sheet over and look on the back of it, we're going to go over some naming practice, okay? We're going to do some naming practice, then we're going to write some formula practice. So if we take a look, let's just pick a couple over here. You can work on those in just a second. This is a binary acid. How do I know it's a binary acid? It's made up of hydrogen and only one other element, which happens to be a halogen. Okay, most of the time it's going to be a halogen, and that's the halogen called chlorine. So since it's a binary acid, we know it starts with what prefix? It's going to start with the prefix hydro. Okay? And chlorine, okay, is going to become, we take the root, chloro, become chloric, and then follow it with the word acid. So this is going to be hydrochloric acid, which is the main acid that you'd find in your stomach. All right. The next one, just going to skip down here and do this one because this is a little bit unusual, okay? This is the arsenate ion, okay? This is arsenate. I'm not sure it's on your periodic table. Okay, polyatomic ion. So I'm going to do this one with you, okay? Notice that it's hydrogen, arsenic, and oxygen. So this one's definitely an oxy acid. So since it's an oxy acid, it will not get the prefix hydro. So this becomes no hydro, arsenic acid. Okay? Remember, since it ended in an ATE, it's going to get the ending IC followed by the word acid. All right, let's go a little bit lower on the page, and we'll pick out another one and do it. Okay. I'm going to pick this one because this is a tough one, number 17, okay? This is kind of an unusual one. This one actually is grouped with the with the binary acids because it does not contain oxygen. This is the cyanate polyatomic ion. That is on the back of your sheet. We just don't use it that much. So since it's hydrogen, and technically they're saying this is going to act as one unit, okay, and it contains no oxygen, this one would get the prefix hydro. Okay, I know that's a little confusing, but give it the prefix hydro because it has no oxygen. So this is going to be hydrocyanic acid. Okay, hydrocyanic acid. All right, let's go to the bottom of the page where it says acid formula writing practice. Okay, so we're going to do the reverse of what we just did, which most of the time takes a little bit more thought, but you can do it. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of them. So let's take a look at number one. This one says hydrobromic acid. So since it starts with the prefix hydro, you know it's going to be a binary acid. So it's going to be hydrogen and only one other element. So we know it's going to be hydrogen, and we know it's going to be one other element, which bromic comes from bromine, but we need to make sure that the charge is balanced, just like we did in an ionic compound. So if you remember, hydrogen is a +1, and bromine, since it's in group 17, is a -1. So that one would just be a ratio of 1 to 1. So it's going to be hydrobromic acid is going to be HBr. All right. If you take a look at the next one, this is hydrosulfuric acid, so it's hydrogen and one other element. Sulfuric is going to come from the element sulfur. And now we need to check the charges, okay, before we leave the formula. Hydrogen is still a +1. Sulfur is one of the oxygen group members. Okay. It's going to be a -2, so we can do the crisscross applesauce, and then we have the correct formula of H with the subscript of 2 followed by sulfur. So this would be hydrosulfuric acid. Okay. Number 3. Notice number 3 does not have the prefix hydro. So I know it contains an oxyacid. So we need to figure out what oxyacid that came from. So remember, if it now ends in IC, okay, it used to end in ATE. So we're looking for something that starts off SULF, and it's going to end in ATE. So that, you're right, would be sulfate. So we know it's going to be hydrogen because it has to have hydrogen to be an acid. And this is going to be sulfate. Okay? If you look up sulfate on your polyatomic sheet, it's a -2. Hydrogen is still a +1. So when I write the formula correctly, this time hydrogen is going to get a subscript 2 as well. Crisscross applesauce, H2SO4. All right, next, this one ends in OUS. Okay. So if it ends in OUS, it used to end in ITE. So same deal, this is going to be sulfite, which is SO3, and hydrogen. Hydrogen is still a +1. Sulfite is a -2. So when I do the crisscross, it will become H2SO3. Okay? And then the rest of them are just a matter of recognizing, hey, this one is hydro, so it's hydrogen and one other element. This one ends in OUS, so it's an oxyacid. This one ends in IC, but no hydro. This one's also an oxyacid. All right, good luck. And remember, it works if you work it.